You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, everybody? Episode 317. Yeah, I think that's right. Episode 317, and we in the house today. It's your boys, Rev, and Coach. Yeah, that's right. Rev is here today. No more guest star. He is back in the house, but Armani is still missing. But anyway, what's on tap for today's show? Well, the college tournament is on its way, and we just can't find any excitement for the men's tournament. We got to find a way to fix this. Well, who will be the bigger disappointment if South Carolina or Iowa choke? We'll talk about that. Jason Kelsey hangs it up. Russell Wilson gives it up in Denver anyway. Dawson Schultz exposes the Cowboys. Something with it. Carl Towns out indefinitely. Nick Saban speaks out. Stephen A. and Pat McAfee fight it out, talk it out, something out. Anyway, that and more. Episode 317. Real, cool. Let's get it on, baby.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the ATL show. While Red is coming to you live from the East Coast, we come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans. Who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Red, Rev, and Coach for episode 317 of the Red Sports Show. As is our sports custom, we now turn our numbers attention to our numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone related to these three numbers, 3, 1, and 7. What do you got, Coach?
Well, good morning, everybody. 317 goes to a man. Turn the volume down a little, Rev.
Yeah, you go ahead. I got you.
317 goes to a man who, unfortunately, I had to put him on this list for a negative reason. He is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, and he wears number 17, but I got to put him on here for a negative reason. 3 straight losses in the division round of the playoffs. So we know him, number 17, the running quarterback that everybody loves, but he can't win the big one. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. 3 straight losses in years and then division round losses, but he wears number 17 proudly. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills.
That's fire, Coach. By Coach to Josh Allen. Wow. That's kind of like a new one. Never seen you kind of use the numbers to tell about somebody not getting the job done. I don't think you would have ever done a Pittsburgh Steeler like that. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, the Steelers are banned, so I can't use them. Everybody banned them. I'm just,
No.
I
Again,
go after somebody else.
you saw how you switched that? You would never throw a Pittsburgh Steeler under the bus like that, Coach. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You should have just embraced it and said, yeah, Rev, I'm changing it up a little bit.
No.
Yeah, man. Let's welcome Revenite Nation. We see some representation of the nation is already showing. What's up, Joe Black? Glad to have you in the house all the way in Jacksonville, Florida. What's up, Jerry Martin? Good morning to you, bro. Winston Thornton, what's going on with you, man? What's going on, fellas in chat? Smash that like button. Yes, I love the energy, Winston, and indeed, we're going to ask you all to share this broadcast on your social media and hit that like button and share on today. We're going to jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. Y'all know how we do it. I don't have a lot of time because I got to be somewhere in about an hour. Coach or DJ after I leave. But let's go right into our dope, note, and coke moment for this week. Coach, what you got?
My dope moment, of course, easily goes to Anthony Ant-Man Edwards, who is probably going to be considered to make the NBA Basketball Player of the Year when he went up and blocked a shot at the end of a game to save a win for Minnesota. And while doing it, he got up so high, hit his head on the rim, fell down, but bounced right back up like, hey, I just did that. So, and that's athleticism. I'm glad he wasn't hurt. He did say his head was hurting a little bit after the game, but I'm just glad he wasn't hurt. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. I'm going to give it a dope moment to Ant-Man Edwards.
Red, what are you doping on?
Well, that's a good one, Coach. Let me go you one better. I'm going to give my dope moment to D-Lo Russell. Yeah, Ant-Man, you showed out the night before. That was a great play. Getting up high, knocking that shot. Yeah, I like that. Way to represent for Atlanta. My boy D-Lo, he had to represent last night for my Lakers after we blew the game to Sacramento. God, but boy, we had to bounce back last night against Milwaukee. And without King James, Anthony Davis a little hobbled, D-Lo showed up and showed out. That's what I'm talking about, D. Russell. True Laker. And didn't even get mad when they subbed you out on the last play for defensive purposes. D-Lo. You man, baby. Good job, baby. We needed that 44 points. Every last one of them points. We needed them 44 points. So every last point. So appreciate that, buddy. Dope, D-Lo. Dope.
All right, I'm doping on one DeJounte Murray, who busted career high 41 points for the Atlanta Hawks against the Memphis Grizzlies on last night, though it wasn't against Ja Morant. It was still against the Memphis Grizzlies, who normally play good defense. So big ups to DeJounte Murray, career high 41 points.
Man, everybody got a player to shine on. It's like all of them represent. But no, D-Lo ain't got no Atlanta ties. But man, two of them got Atlanta ties.
2 out of 3. What are you noping on, Red?
What am I noping on? Joey Chestnut. Dude, showing up at halftime of the Cleveland Cavs game to do more gross taco. If it ain't hot dogs in July, it's tacos in February or March. Oh, Joey, God, puking us out at halftime of the Cavs game. Man, you moving your show to the regular season now? I thought you only showed up in July on 4th of July. Anyway, Joey Chestnut, dude, just go back to eating hot dogs on the 4th of July. Don't start puking us out during the regular season now. Anyway, nope, the Joey Chestnut eating I don't know how many tacos at halftime of the Cleveland Cavaliers game. Nope, and
All right. I have to nope on the best team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics. How dare you all give up a 21-point lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers the other night? You had the game in the bag, and then you mess around, let Matt Strus hit that game winner. So, Lord have mercy. But anyway, Boston Celtics, get your basketball life together. If you ever were going to win a championship before, this is the year to do it. And if you all drop the ball this year, I don't think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will ever win a championship together. So my note moment goes to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it.
Coach, what are you noting on, man?
My note moment is early in the baseball season, but we already got our first victim, Noelvi Marte. He's not a known name, but I'm trying to figure out why you need to get PEDs, and then you get suspended 80 games without pay. You're not a known person. I guess you're trying to get there. You're not a big talent, but hey, they thought you were. So you are without half the season with no pay for PEDs. So Mr. Marte, you get my note moment. That was quite dumb.
You've got to be kidding.
Well, I think he's actually the top prospect in the Cincinnati Reds organization.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, was now, of course, but yeah, he was significant, definitely significant. All right, it's on me to cope. I have to cope and say rest in peace to one of the biggest and best reporters ever in ESPN, Chris Mortensen, who went home to be with the Lord this past week. Such a great reporter for NFL football. He did some work with the Atlanta Falcons, with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. By the time he passed, of course, he had been doing so many years for ESPN. We respect your work, Chris Mortensen. Once again, we see one of our childhood reporters going to the other side to go along with people like Stewart, Scott, Mike Tirico, and others. So prayers and thoughts to Chris Mortensen's family as I cope on that moment this week.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there.
Coach, what are you coping on?
I'm coping with America and anybody that decides to purchase the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. If you do, I'm gonna cope with your bank account for even attempting to watch that spectacle of a fight with a 59-year-old Tyson against a part-time boxer, whatever it is. If you spend that money, I'm gonna cope with your bank account because you're gonna lose a lot of money because it's gonna be on probably pay-per-view. So America is bad enough. We got to cope with one Donald Trump in the race. Now we got to deal with this spectacle.
Well, I thought it was free. Ain't it free on Netflix, or you still got to pay for it?
Well, if you got to pay for it if you don't have a Netflix account. But it is free on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Hey, Coach, you scared me for a minute.
What's your cope, Red?
Oh, my cope is to our very own Braves translator. Dude, you might have to be looking for a new job soon because it seems like all our Spanish speaking players are learning some real good English now. Ronald Acuna is speaking English now. Orlando Arcia is speaking English now. Isaac Albers didn't even need a translator. Olsen, Austin don't need one. Jared Clinic don't need one. Marcelo Ozuna don't need one. Oh man, Brave translator, you were doing so good for a few years now. You might be out of a job because with the way Ron Acuna speaking English these days, he really don't need a translator. So man, this dude, boy, he was translating 3 or 4 players a few years ago. Now it's looking like it's about to be zero. Well, you might find another team where they got a lot of Hispanic players because right now everybody on the Braves can speak very fluent English, and we are very happy about
that. But Acuna speak English when it comes to contract.
Well,
it was smart. It was smart for him to learn English because he was actually losing money. Can't be one of the top players in America and can't speak English. You're not as marketable.
Right now, you can actually endorse him. You can actually hear what he's saying now.
For sure. All right, let's jump right into Revenite Nation giving us their dope note and cope moments for this week. Let's see what y'all got going on. The VP is in the building. Glad to have you. He's at the SEC Women's Tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. Even though it's late, we'll still allow you to slam down the gavel for another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. He, like Red, is doping on D-Lo last night, dropping 44. Jared Martin is doping on LeBron James, 40,000 points. We did nope on that a couple of weeks ago about Richard Sherman's DUI. VP is noping on former Southern Cal QB Mo Hassan, claiming that the Italian mob offered him $300K to fix a game, said that all SEC games are fixed. You're a dummy to disclose this info. You must be writing a book or start a new podcast. Interesting. He also
I told him, Ben, goodbye, buddy. You talking like that, you ain't gonna be talking too long.
Says rest in peace. More great insight on sports over the decades. Winston Thornton also telling more to rest easy. Jared Martin is coping with the sudden Atlanta Hawks defense. Where was this 2 months ago? Are you talking about good or bad? It's been good, better lately?
Been a little better.
Just 2 words. No Trae Young. 3 words. No Trae Young. All right. Nope. From Joe Black, Jacksonville doesn't look like they'll sign Ridley before Wednesday. Thus, the Falcons won't get an extra second-round pick. That's terrible. Hello to you, Test. Vincent Woodruff, everyone, including the Lord, has Netflix account. Joe Black, coping, anxiously waiting on the Falcons to pick the wrong QB next week. The VP says, smart point, Rev. Hispanic players learn English, get that bag for sure. All right, let's jump into these first topics. And thank y'all so much, Revenite Nation, for for adding your comments. And again, we want to encourage you to share this broadcast. Hit that like button and share if you don't mind. All right, man, let's go right into it. Can men's college basketball return to the glory days? We are in the month of March. It is officially March Madness. We know that the men's basketball tournament, some of the mid-majors have started this week. Then we got the majors next week, and then we got the tournament. So what says you? I'll start with Coach, since he's typically the college basketball men's guru on this panel. Can it return back to the glory days?
Sure it can. It's all about marketing. I mean, you got some good teams. Nobody is really that dominant team right now, which is good. You got a lot of mystery this year on who's gonna be the big dog. You got Houston, who is #1 right now, but that could fall to the quickly if they play in the tournament. You got of course, UConn, who won it last year, is up there. North Carolina, Duke play today, which is everybody loves to see that rivalry, North Carolina and Duke. Then you got Purdue. You got other good teams. I think this is the first year that nobody knows who's going to win it, because anybody can get picked off at any time because the talent is kind of spread out. You got a lot of good players on different teams, and so it's a toss-up. Pick your team. Yeah, I guarantee this though. If anybody makes a perfect bracket, that means they cheated. There'll not be any perfect brackets this year. They hadn't been anywhere, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be some different teams when it's all said and done in the Final Four this year.
All right, Red.
So
jump in there, man.
Like I said, we just lacking a lot of star power in the men's game these days. I mean, you got most of the star power in the women's game, and that's surprising, being how men's game was years ago. But how do you fix it? Man, you might have to it might have to be the authorities that fix it. They might have to either the NBA is gonna have to raise the age limit, or the NCAA is gonna have to force kids, once you sign with a NCAA team, then you can't just come in 1 year, because if you just keep accepting all these one and dones, ain't nothing gonna get better. You at least need to make the kids stay 2 years in your program, at least multiple years. 1 year and out, then things are gonna remain the same. Ain't nothing gonna get better. You're just gonna keep coming into these tournaments every year, not knowing which teams are really that dominant, which teams really have a chance, because most of the guys is gonna be focused on how to improve their stock for the NBA draft, and we're not even sure they're concerned about the tournament these days. So, like I say, the women's game is more focused. The stars of the women's game are out there, and it seems like they're becoming more stars coming to the women's game every year. You got Juju Watkins this year. We had Caitlin the Angel Reese last year, who came back this year. That's why the game is stepping up a lot. You got Dawn Staley and her continual success at South Carolina. It's just the women's game is more stable, better than the men's game these days, and you just got more stars, and it's more entertaining, and that's where we at. I mean, sports is entertainment, and when you got the women's game, it's more entertaining than the men's side. Hey, that's a lot different than it was back in the day. I mean, you used to say you could have both stars on the women's side and the men, because I mean, the women's side has always had stars. They weren't as big as the men, but they still had known players. Now, all of the players on the women's side, and with the exception of R.J. Davis, who showed out the other day from UNC, and that big Eddie kid from Purdue, who are the stars in the men's game? And I'm not even sure those guys are stars. Those are just guys I looked up. But really, who are the stars in the men's game?
With the current format of men's college basketball, no, they will not return to the glory days. Red alluded to a lot of it when he talks about the lack of star power in the college game. Let's go for instance, to the game tonight between North Carolina and Duke. I remember the time when you had two pros on each team playing against each other. We knew they were bona fide pros. You know, I remember the days when Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson played with each other. I remember when you had Leitner, Hill, and Bobby Hurley. Now, when you see these teams play, you can't say on Duke or North Carolina who's the superstar or who is a can't-miss prospect to go to the NBA. There's no can't-miss prospect on either team today. And then, you know, Red mentioned Zach Edey. Shoot, he had to come back to college because he wasn't even going to be a first-round pick, even though he was 7'7". I mean, it's just no star power. And we know the glory days meant that men's basketball literally ate up women's basketball. But women's basketball getting more shine now than men's basketball. Caitlin Clark is selling out arenas everywhere. You know, so definitely college basketball, in order to get back to some formidable days, I won't say glory days, I'll just say formidable days, they're going to need some help from the NBA. One of the things that I heard a couple of weeks ago is that the NBA might be shutting down the G League Ignite team, which would be the team that high school players would go and play on when they would forego college to go straight to the G League. They said there's really, they're questioning the need for that team, especially now that you got NIL, name, image, and likeness in college basketball. So therefore, that's that avenue where players can make money while going to college. So they're considering letting go of the G League Ignite team. And that would be a good move. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see in college basketball what they've done in baseball, where they give the player a chance to declare to go to pro right out of high school. But if they go in, they have to stay until junior year. They're not going to do that in the pros with basketball. I think because of one and done, that's also going to keep men's basketball from getting back to the glory days. Let's see what go ahead, Coach.
I don't see a lot of this year, a lot of one and dones coming out this year because, as you alluded to,
they don't have any good players there.
They're not ready. Most of the guys
freshman class.
Yeah, they
got Most Jeff Shepard. They got Jeff Shepard's son as rated as a top pick, and I'm like, in what world? In what world?
Reed had that good game on TV, and that was it. That was it.
I mean, that joker got no ball handling skills. He can jump like his daddy, got a nice shot like his daddy. You know, he plays defense like his mom. I saw the little special they had on SEC basketball, the SEC channel for him. But that joker can't dribble. I mean, if he is in the top 10 of any draft, that lets you know how poor college basketball is. All right. Let me say good morning. Let me say good morning to Jerome Case. The VP said the NBA could put an end to drafting those less than talented one and done players that could encourage players to stay to get better. Neil will tie you over till you head to the pros. No excuses with the bad basketball on college basketball lately. What's up, Ron Thomas? Jerry said,
what up, Ron?
College won't have stars if guys don't stay and develop their talent for 3 years. The one and done needs to end. VP said the flip side, WNBA versus NBA comparison. NBA has the talent and better marketers for their product. WNBA straight up marketing issues they haven't figured out just yet. Flip side, college women's basketball. Great talents and marketing of those players is tremendous. Women's players stay longer in college. They get better. Men's college basketball, one and done, little no talent. Just straight athleticism equals a bad product. Temporary product in college. All right. So one thing we got to acknowledge, which keeps women's basketball and men's basketball afloat in college basketball, is the fact that they have a built-in fan base. So that helps. So if they're good, the fan bases are going to get excited, right? That's the problem with the WNBA. Not only do they have bad marketing, but they don't have a built-in fan base. All right. And that's where they were trying to get teams in some of these better college markets. Like, in what world and what professional league thinks it's a good idea to put a professional basketball team in Connecticut? That makes absolutely no sense. But because UConn's women have been so successful in so many years, that was what some of the WNBA strategy was, to put some teams in these markets where they have great college basketball teams. So like now, they would probably think about going put a WNBA team in Columbia, South Carolina, since USC is great, you know.
No. Now, one thing about that, Rev, the Las Vegas Aces, being in Las Vegas, I guess that helped. They announced that they have sold out every game for their season this year. They got sold out tickets. They're about the only one who marketing their team big time. And of course, like I said, being in Las Vegas doesn't hurt, and then winning the championship doesn't hurt either. But like you said, I think they need to find, like you said, WNBA needs to find bigger cities to put their teams in. You can, like you said, Connecticut, no, not gonna happen.
Yeah. All right. Jerome K said men's basketball is still in good shape. All prominent arenas are still sold out, and money still being made this year will be very telling. And it's still going to happen because you got March Madness. The best thing for college men's basketball is March Madness, and people bet. And they got all these office pools. So, and then you got the alumni base. So they're going to be fine. They're not losing sponsorship. Nowhere do you hear CBS or TNT saying that they're going to cancel their contracts or look to cancel the contract. The bottom line is, we're talking about getting back to the glory days. They're far from it. And they're actually more marketed, because imagine how much we would have enjoyed March Madness back in the day if March Madness was being shown on 4 separate networks. Remember when we were growing up, you had to get the regional team. So if you were a fan of some other team that was playing at the same time as the regional team, you would have to wait for them to break in. But now you can literally see every game on TV in real time. So they have more marketing now. It's just a worse product. Joe Black says, and I'm still the only March Madness bracket winner on the show. All right, bro. We'll test that. He says, I think we need to also look at the AAU system. Yes, it's broken. And Adam Silva and other people have already stated that AAU is broken because they spend more time just playing games and not practicing. And that's why we're seeing, it's not by coincidence that we're seeing the top players now come international. The last 2 or 3 MVPs have come from the international market. Greek Freak, Jokic, Joel Embiid. So that's something. Good point, Joe. True that, Rev. God bless you, man. The WNBA stands for will never be AC.
No, Lord.
Shots fired at the WNBA. Drone case, man. You were holding that one in your bag. The VP said the folks in charge can't get out of their own way. They've been bad managers of that product for decades. Definition of insanity. And Joe Black says, I feel like currently AAU coaches aren't teaching players how to play the game. Here it is. You want to know why? Because they can't coach. They know how to raise money. They know how to raise money. They know how to get sponsorships. So now they bamboozling these parents, especially preying, Preying, on these parents who don't know much about the basketball game, who don't have sometimes the financial resources to help fund their kids to play AAU. So now they are preying on them, buying them shoes, buying them jogging suits, now moving them into certain homes, hoping to get that kickback if these kids ever become big time. These coaches can't coach.
No, hey,
So real, what you said is the AAU is the Tyler Perry of basketball.
You love throwing Tyler under the bus, man. Lord have mercy. You love throwing Tyler under the bus.
Hey, Tyler make that money, man. I always say Tyler's a good businessman.
Mad at him for bad movies, but he got 800 million plus, so he doing something. But I coached on AAU before, and just like you said, Rhea, they can't coach. Man, it just those tournaments are ridiculous. They just run up and down the court, and just like the All-Star game, just run no defense. You play a little every now and then, but it's mostly, let me see what kind of shoes I got. Everybody gonna be matching shoes and matching this and all that. It's just like a showcase for glory. It's not fundamentally nothing, which is the same thing I equate to 7-on-7 football. Terrible. Both of them need to be abandoned.
I got you. International players practice 4 or 5 days a week and play one game. AAU plays 6 games away week and 6 games week and never practiced. You're right. Donnie Rossa, what's up? Good morning. Let's switch gears, gentlemen. Let's move into women's basketball. And I know Vincent is the VP is definitely going to be in tune with this topic. Bigger disappointment if no ring, South Carolina or Iowa. Can I go first?
You may.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it'll be a bigger disappointment for Iowa because they will never come this close to getting a championship again. How many times will they ever get a player like Caitlin Clark? South Carolina will be back in the mix as long as Don Staley is their head coach. Also, if you really look at South Carolina's team, they are the epitome of having a team, but they don't really have that star player like the Boston young lady, like Asia Wilson, like in years past when they won a championship. They just have a complete team. The tall girl, Cardoso, she's solid, but she's not on the same basketball wavelength as Asia Wilson and also Boston. And like I said, Staley can recruit. She has a basketball machine going in South Carolina. And most of these girls are not even seniors on her team this year. So they'll be back in the mix. Iowa knows now ain't no more Caitlin Clark after this year. And this is their best opportunity to win a national championship. So this is why I'll say Iowa. Who wants at it next?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think I agree with Red because you're right. South Carolina is, as long as Don Staley there, they're gonna be a championship contender, a perennial powerhouse. Iowa, man, once Caitlin Clark leaves, it's gonna be like the Bulls and Michael Jordan, man. You may not ever get a player like that again. How long has it been since the Bulls won a ring? 25 years and counting. So I ain't gonna say Iowa gonna be that bad, but man, like I say, players like Caitlin Clark come around once every generation. They don't come around that often. So Iowa, it would behoove you to take advantage of this now because, like I say, once she leaves, are we gonna be talking about Iowa next year, year after that, the year after that? We definitely we're gonna be talking about Don Staley every year. She's like the Nick Saban, the Kirby Smart of college basketball, especially female college basketball. Pat Summitt and Don Staley. Those names will be enshrined in a women's college, hoops game. She's one of the great women's basketball coaches. So, her program is gonna always be relevant.
Yeah. Good point, Rick. Coach?
I mean, you two have hit on it. Don Staley is that coach. Her entire lineup is different from last year. That's how good a coach she is. I mean, she replaced her entire lineup with 5 different girls, and they undefeated. She was just recently seen in Iowa in the Midwest at a game where you figured, okay, this girl probably gonna go to Iowa. She right there in the Midwest. Don Staley was sitting there. She saw Don Staley, and whoop, things might be changing. She might be coming down to South Carolina. Staley is gonna get hers. She already got a 6'5" coming in and another 6'5", and then what Iowa got. Like I said, when Clark leaves, who gonna want to go to Iowa? Because nobody gonna think they're gonna be the next Caitlin Clark. It's not happening because Caitlin Clark is a generational, once of a lifetime talent. As simple as that. So I never thought Iowa had a chance to win. I'm looking at South Carolina, Stanford. Those teams got a chance. I was gonna contend having a chance to win it all. I don't think so because I don't think they built enough to do enough to win the title. So yeah, Iowa is gonna be in rough sledding after this year because Ohio State is caught up with them, and other teams in that conference are caught up with them. So now they're gonna look and say, "All right, y'all, you better do something now. Caitlin gonna be gone out of this year. What you gonna do next year? We got ours. Who you recruit?"
Well, Coach, they are a contender this year. You got to remember, they did play in the national championship game last year. They beat South Carolina and they ranked number 3 in the nation. They ranked number 3 in the nation now.
Yeah, but I think they it's something about them. I've been watching them play. It's something about them that is like, I know they gravitate to Caitlin Clark, and it's a couple of young ladies, I can't remember their names, who stepped up, but I don't think they play as good a defense as they did last year. Last year, I think they lost a couple of girls. They don't play as good a defense, just in my opinion. I saw it. So I know they're up there, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Jerome K says, what I'm saying is Juju is just as good as Clark for the college game and may be a better WNBA player.
No.
I don't think she's just as good for the college game because we're in America. America been waiting for the next Larry Bird for a long time. So her marketing ability, Juju will never come close to Caitlin Clark's marketing ability. And I think Juju is going to be good in the WNBA. How dominant she'll be questionable. One thing that Caitlin Clark has that Juju doesn't have is unbelievable range. And you put that with some more star talent, because remember, she getting these shots off with bombs. You put her around some talent, she's going to get even better. Imagine Steph Curry without Clay, Draymond, he wouldn't be as good as he is. He would still get his, but he wouldn't be as good. But you see him with those guys, with Kevin Durant for that period of time. You put Caitlin Clark around somebody who is a real professional, her stardom is going to go through the roof because you can't send 3 people at her in the WNBA like you do in college, man. So it's not even close.
Yeah, Juju.
You got that
Juju
right. Yeah, for sure.
Juju gonna get there. She just a freshman. She gonna get. I mean, she came on the scene. She was highly recruited. But right now, Caitlin Clark's selling out football stadiums. Come on now, then people are lining up to watch her play. I mean, she's at a sellout on the road against teams because people want to see her shoot and want to see her play. So right now, Juju ain't there. Can she get there? Maybe, but Clark is the polarizing figure. And I know I want to laugh and say this. I wonder how Angel Reese feels.
Who?
Angel Reese.
She making her money. She don't care.
Yeah.
She, long as she can go on Instagram and TikTok and post something, get some money, she good.
Boy,
she good.
He love Instagram.
Now, the VP who has ties to Columbia says it'd be a disappointment if we don't win it all. Iowa has no support around her this season versus last season. Iowa won't be as big of a disappointment. All right, I'm not surprised he would say that since he bleeds the South Carolina colors. All right, let's move on, man. Before we get to halftime, on the move, Fields, Wilson, and Cousins. I'm gonna go to Red first. There's a lot of rumor. There are a lot of rumors saying that Kirk Cousins might be the next quarterback for your Atlanta Falcons, man. Talk about that, and then where do you think Wilson and Fields will go?
I'm not really too keen on Kirk Cousins joining the Falcons, but I can understand why he would be an option. It's gonna cost a lot of money to get signed Kirk. He ain't gonna come from cheap. Whoever signs him, that's one thing you need to think about. Number two, he's coming off an Achilles injury at the age of 36. It's another thing you ought to think about. Number three, the dude has not played his best in big time games. I mean, I swear, I think he's like 0 and whatever. Maybe he got one win on Monday Night Football, maybe one win in prime time, period. I mean, if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, fine. But if it's any time after 4 o'clock at night in the afternoon, you better be weary of Kirk Cousins, because as late as the day goes, the worse he plays. So when you factor all those things in together, if the Falcons entertain Kirk Cousins, they basically be entertaining Matt Ryan Jr. So I mean, he's a solid QB. He got decent regular season numbers, but the postseason, he leaves a lot to be desired. Big primetime games, clutch moments, he leaves a lot to be desired. Can he get you to the playoffs? I mean, is he a solid QB? Sure. Put him around weapons. Yeah, he can win some games. But I mean, are we trying to just win some games, or are we trying to win Super Bowls? And that's the question you need to ask yourself. The unknown commodity to me, when I'm saying unknown, I mean the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft is always better than the known commodity, especially when you know what the known commodity ceiling is. You know what I'm saying? So when you factor all these things in together, as long as you factor in all this together, I mean, when the Falcons sign Kirk Cousins, I just want fans to be realistic now, because Red ain't gonna be jumping for joy and saying, "Ooh, the Falcons, we on our way back." So I mean, Kirk Cousins, like I say, is Matt Ryan Jr. So I mean, we might make it back to the playoffs, but I'm not gonna be jumping for joy if he comes up against a quarterback like Pat Mahomes, because Pat Mahomes will always be a quarterback like Pat Mahomes will always be better than a quarterback like Kirk Cousins. On top of that, he's not a dual threat. He's a stature. He's not that mobile. So I mean, we are going to the time of the mobile dual threat quarterback. So I mean, to answer your question, Rev, no, I would not be too keen on Kirk Cousins. But if it happens, I find some way to accept it. But I mean, because I know we probably win. Maybe we probably win our division, and we probably win maybe 9-10 games. Get you to the playoffs. But I mean, I'm gonna be sitting right here when the playoffs start, having that same old Matt Ryan feeling that I had whenever he started playoff games. So it'll be we'll be better, but it'll be the Matt Ryan era all over again for whatever 2 or 3 seasons he plays here. So I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Did you want my opinion on Fields or Cousins right now?
I gotta move real quickly. Since you spoke a lot on Cousins, let me move to Coach. Coach, Wilson is being tagged as a potential player for your Steelers. Good move. What do you think?
Come on, Coach.
Well,
we've been waiting for this.
Russell Wilson, $1 million, sign him. Hey, I don't know why they're waiting so long to pull the trigger on Russell Wilson. I really, because
he got to be released
that's $1 million.
He got to be released first.
What'd you say?
He has to be officially released first.
Say that again. Well, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, so that's why they can't pull the trigger on him.
Yeah, I'd rather have Justin Fields, me personally, but if Wilson is available and gets released, I'd take him over Wilson Pickett any day of the week.
Okay. I agree with everything Red had to say about Kirk Cousins. if the Falcons sign him to like 40 some odd million, then they are back in the Matt Ryan era. Period. And then I have to start questioning Raheem Morris on why he would want to inherit a Kirk Cousins to start his regime, where there is no championship DNA on Kirk Cousins. The only championship he's winning is when it comes to his contracts. That's the only championship he's winning. All right. So we don't need to help him win another contract championship. We don't need him to be the only quarterback that has a guaranteed contract besides Deshaun Watson. We don't need him. We don't need to help that. All right. Trade for Fields or draft a quarterback, or talk with Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is a better option for the Falcons at this time because I think he could help these younger players and groom them. So that's where I would go if I were the Falcons. I would go with Russell Wilson or, for long-term, trade for Fields. But Kirk Cousins shouldn't be on the radar. Let the Minnesota Vikings make that mistake again, paying him all that money. But we don't need that kind of foolishness in Atlanta. I'm trying to get back to where I can at least be emotional about the team. But you sign Kirk Cousins, I'm good. You won't have to worry about me caring about wins or losses. I can't have my heart in the Kirk Cousins when I already know how the story ends.
Right.
And did he know? See, Kirk Cousins should know Aaron Rodgers is the only person who can come back from Achilles because he has bionics. He went down in the cave, they put some bionic parts on Aaron Rodgers and say, just sit out the whole year. Kirk Cousins, like Red said, he's already a statue. What, you think he gonna come back and start running all over the place now? No. No.
That's what I don't understand from these delusional fans. I mean, do you not realize this guy is coming off an injury? I mean, they acting like the dude is coming off a healthy 4,000 yard, 30 or 40 touchdown season. Yes, he's a better quarterback than what you got, but see, that's why I say you got to take Falcon fans with a grain of salt. They always come to the delusional sense, and then they always try to sell you excuses. Oh, why this is a good move? You got clowns trying to sell me excuses why Kirk Cousins is a good move or why this guy's good. Dude, if I tell you it's a bad move, don't try to sell me now. Why would I tell you it's a bad move? Don't you think I want my Falcons to win? So if I tell you it's a bad move, don't come try to sell me none of no Kirk Cousins or none of these other trash players out here. Just accept the fact that I told you this is a bad move and a bad decision.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Coach, take it over. Take them to halftime. I enjoyed you all. God willing, I should be back on the show next week. All right, peace.
We'll holler at you, man.
If you're not there, we'll be fine. All right, here we go.
Let's do this, man.
It is halftime.
It's halftime?
Yes, sir. Already halftime. But hey, we knew we would get here sooner or later, but didn't know it was going to be this early. All right, we're going to be back 5 for 5. 5 questions, 5 topics, 5 discussions. We'll be back. And we are back. Uh-oh. The music is playing. We back, but goodbye music. We are back live with the Red and Red Sports Show here. We're gonna jump right into it, and it's the next topic on our agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your hometown Atlanta Braves. It's the Braves Report.
It's game time. It's GT.
What's up, everybody? It is time for the Braves Report. Well, it's been another solid, decent week, man. Things been looking good so far. You know, we just doing our thing, keep hitting home runs, keep scoring runs. That's what the Braves offense do. Michael Harris celebrated a birthday this week and hit another home run on his birthday. I'm telling you, Michael Harris, I'm seeing 30 home runs out the kid this year. I really think this is gonna be his year to break out into the big time home run stratosphere and finally maybe win his first Gold Glove and get his first All-Star appearance. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a real big year for Michael Harris this year. Junior, I call him Junior Harris, and also you got good news on Ron Acuna. MRI came back clean. That knee is pretty good to go. He'll be ready for opening day. I told you, ain't nothing stopping this party. Nothing is gonna stop this third ring, baby. As long as we all healthy, we good to go. Excuse me, y'all. The pitching is doing pretty good this week, except for maybe one Bryce Elder. I really don't like your performance this year, and you might play yourself out the lineup, which I prefer because I'm not really a Bryce Elder fan. I think we ought to give some of these young kids a chance. I like Sale, I like Freed, I like Strider, and I like Morton. Let's get one of these like Hurston Waltrip. I think that's his name. One of the young prospects. I like him. I'm just saying we may need to get that fifth spot, AJ Smith Schuster, get that fifth spot to somebody we actually think can actually give us a chance to get somewhere. I think I already know what Bryce Elder's ceiling is, and it ain't shut down starter stuff. It's kind of really, to me, mid-relief bullpen stuff. It's not, I mean, yeah, he had a great, he had a decent year last year, but you saw when push came to shove in the clutch moments of as the season waned down last year, he was no good for us, and he didn't even pitch in the playoffs. And when he did pitch, he was a disaster. So not really a Bright Elder fan. I'm hoping one of the young boys can show up for us and show out for us. That way we can, have them under control for the next 7 years, pitching all-star caliber baseball. You know how we like to do it the cheap way. But anyway, we need one of these young pitchers to come up so we can be paying them the cheap way while we got Strider, Freed, and Sale on the contract. So just looking for one of these young prospects to shine on the pitcher staff. But as far as the offense going, we on point, baby. Braves offense is on point. If Jared Cleany give us 25 home runs this year, that'll be something. And like I say, I was saying earlier, the Braves translator probably ain't gonna be hanging around the facilities too much longer because we can understand everybody's language now. So that's pretty much what's going on this week for the Braves. More hitting, more pitching. Spencer Strider got a curveball. Don't add the curveball to his repertoire, and now he's becoming pretty much untouchable. I mean, his fastball and slider was already nasty. Now you give him a curveball too. So, I'm ready for this regular season to start, Coach. That's the Braves report. Red is ready for the regular season to begin.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this for everybody to understand. One thing I need everybody to do. Y'all gonna leave Charlie Moore alone. I want and y'all gonna leave my boy Charlie Moore alone. Charlie Moore said, Morton say, I got some time left. I can get 15 wins. Don't y'all bother me. I'm gonna be all right. You better worry about everybody else. Now, Sale looked good. Elton even looked good the other day in his appearance. So, and with the bullpen, you still got Smith Sharper they can bring up. You still got a lot of good bullpen. They talk about the Braves bullpen, one of the better ones in the league. So we will see. I think they're gonna be, of course, gonna be back in the mix. And I know Red gonna be happy as soon as we eliminate Philadelphia. if Philadelphia eliminate themselves. They lost Hoskins. They not Bryce. What's his name? That moved to first base for them. What's the guy? I forgot his name. Shoot, the star.
Bryce Harper.
Harper, that's it. Bryce Harper. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. He done moved to first base now, so they trying to make up for it, get him out that outfield. But hey, Braves gonna be looking good, I have no doubt. But we'll see what goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Get ready. Once you hear the music, it is now time for 5 for 5, ladies and gentlemen. We got 5 topics we discuss, we talk about them, and then you can talk about them, and everybody can discuss with us the 5 different topics that we got. And we're going to see. Red, as soon as we hit that part of the music, I'm going to hit you with the first topic. It's about to come up. All right, 1, 2, ready, go. Stephen A. Pat McAfee supposed to have a squabble, beef, whatever you want to call it, behind the scenes or whatever. What's your take on this little ESPN feud or mini feud or whatever?
Nothing but Stephen A. being jealous of all the newcomers coming to the set. He realized that he ain't the most important person in ESPN now. You got Shannon Sharp, you got Pat McAfee, and those guys are making big time money too. And their voice is just as important as his voice. And now he realizing that he ain't the only voice that matters at ESPN now, and he having a problem with it. And of course, he'll come on his show and try to diffuse the problem and act like everything is okay between him and Pat McAfee. But I believe they did have a dust up behind the scenes. And he probably did tell him he was banned from First Take and you ain't coming on no more. And then his bosses, who actually do run First Take, came and told him, you can't tell nobody they banned from First Take Stephen A. Smith. You're going to be banned if you keep on. So, of course, he had to come out and say, Pat McAfee is not banned. He was just, he tried to diffuse the situation pretty much. But that's basically what it boiled down to. Coach Stephen A. Realizing that he ain't the most important voice at ESPN no more. He got competition now. You got Shannon Sharp around, you got Pat McAfee around, you got all this talent around you. He still has a voice that matters, but he's not the only voice that matters now. And I think him and Pat McAfee had an issue about that behind the scenes.
Well, McAfee signed, I think it was like a $85 million contract, and he's marketing, but I don't know how long. Pat McAfee is doing a lot nowadays, so I guess he's big time. He got ESPN, then he's on the wrestling, the WWE, doing broadcast. So McAfee is doing what they said: market yourself while you can, while you big time, and make your money. So, we'll see how that turns out, if they can get along. We'll see if they on each other's show or whatever. All right, next topic. Nick Saban speaks out. Nick Saban has been real vocal about, I call it NIL, but it's NIL, about players getting paid and all that. Nick, haven't you marketed yourself into making a lot of money too, sir? I'm just asking. You talking about players getting paid and now things are not working out for you that well? That's part of the reason I'm going to go ahead and say why he quit coaching, because he realized that NIL was taking over and he wasn't able to have the control that he used to have. Well, what say you, Red, about Nick Saban?
I'm with you, Coach. And matter of fact, this is a similar situation to what we just discussed. Once again, one powerful figure realizing that his voice ain't the only voice that matters anymore. You realize now you can't. It ain't just all about Saban now. Now you got players making money. You got players making probably as much or probably more money than him now. So yeah, they gonna have an opinion. They gonna speak their mind. And now he realizing that his way of doing things ain't gonna work because now you got players it's about money to them, it's about marketing to them, and the Alabama way, it would have been enough back in the day, but with Neil now, no, it's just not enough. Now, I'm not feeling sorry for Saban because my guy's figuring it out. Kirby is figuring it out. Why can't you, Nick? You quit. No, you just up and quit and ran away instead of trying to get with other coaches who like got to make an adjustment and see if you can figure this thing out. But you got to realize athletes are having a stronger voice now with the Neil deal and all of this. I mean, the transfer portal. You know that they can actually they have more control of their own careers now, their own destinies, and their own paths now. And some of these college coaches who used to control the future and the lives of these young black players, they just can't handle it. If some of their power was being usurped.
All right, let's see what the nation had to say. Jerome talked about the Braves. As long as the Braves remain a publicly traded company, the cheap route will always be in play. Jerome says Stephen A. addressed the rumor and killed the nonsense about him and Pat McAfee, even though it probably was something, but you never know. Anthony Corey, good morning. ESPN is a circus. They stopped being sports really for a while, fabricated soap operas.
I agree.
Jerome said nothing but gossip. The N in ESPN stands for narrative. And Nick Saban doesn't want players getting any money. Yeah, well, they got to deal with that now because kids are getting money, so you can't do nothing about them. So, hey, they going to get paid. So, hey, you either get with it or get gone. And Nick Saban got gone. So, there it is. All right, next topic, Red. One of the best centers in football, Jason Kelce, the party animal, as I call him, decided to retire. What's your opinion on Mr. Jason Kelce?
Well, we're losing one of the great NFL centers. The guy's been a stable figure for the Eagles' offensive line for a decade now. Becoming a member of one of the first families of football, maybe second place to the Manning. Love Miss Kelsey, old mom, just make these two boys look so good. Love you, Miss Kelsey. We just losing one of the great centers of his day. But one thing I'm trying to figure out is why everybody assume, excuse me, coach, why everybody assume that Jason is all of a sudden the next guy headed for TV, ESPN, and Fox and whatnot. I didn't think Jason Kelce was that charismatic of a guy. I mean, I ain't saying he won't be on TV, but I'm just saying I don't think he's just ready made automatically for TV. He never struck me as that entertaining type figure. Now, if his brother, I could see Travis more on TV than Jason Kelce. But I'm saying if he wants to give it a try, I'll support it. I'm saying I'm with him, but I'm saying I just don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he went another route other than TV. I probably see him get more into coaching than TV, but we'll see. I just didn't think a TV job was the automatic route for Jason Kelce. He just don't strike me as the charismatic TV figure like some of the other guys. But like I said, he had a great solid career, and whatever path he chooses for his post playing career, I'm sure he'll be successful at it.
Yeah, Jason is that he's becoming more and more out there, and they have the Brothers podcast. I think he'll be more into the podcast now that he's retired, and I'm sure ESPN or Fox or somebody gonna pull him every now and then to come on the show or come talk. I don't know if he's gonna be not play by play, but an analyst on any football game. But they'll pull him every now and then to come on and give his perspective on something because he's a knowledgeable dude. So his podcast is doing real well. Him and his brother, and people are just trying to see. They're trying to figure out his next move, but I think he already got it figured out, and he'll probably be coming out soon and releasing it. But I just think in 5 years, well, I don't know. Nowadays, first ballot, I don't know. He could be, but you know how fickle those reporters are. One minute they love you, next minute they'll say, not right now. We'll give him a couple years and we'll put him in the Hall of Fame. But he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. It's just a matter of when they're going to get him in. Let me see. Somebody had a comment. Joe Black say he's enjoyable on his podcast. Yes, he is. Yeah, they like his podcast. You're exactly right, Joe Black. So maybe he's gonna do that for a minute and then come back out. All right, next topic. Former Dallas Cowboy Dalton Schultz, who's now playing with the Texans, says that the Cowboys atmosphere is a zoo. He's saying that while you're trying to work out everything, you got people tapping on the window talking about, hey, how you doing and everything, instead of letting you work out in private. You got other things. It's like you basically when he said a zoo, it's like you one of the animals and everybody's watching you. You know, you can't get any peace and privacy and work out or do anything without somebody trying to call your name. Do you agree with him, Red?
I'm pretty sure it's a different type atmosphere than probably most other teams. Now, unless they're gonna do a documentary where we can actually see the daily goings on of Jerry World, I would love to see like a day in the life of Jerry World, how actually the business is run, or like on a daily basis, to see how the tours are and them going. Because I want to see exactly how close to the players are they getting. Are they actually on the practice field? Are they coming in the locker rooms or the gyms while the players are in there and whatnot? Because if so, then yeah, that probably would be an issue. Like, man, this is my sanctuary right here. Why you got the tours? If anything, keep them on the outside. Let them look through the. Well, he said he's looking through the window too. But I mean, excuse me, coach. I guess I can see why he was saying that. Yeah, because even if you just tapping on the locker room window while I'm in there trying to relax, or if I'm working out, you tapping on there while I'm trying to go through my sets and stuff. Now, for some players, they might enjoy the attention. Some players like Dawson, they might need a peace and privacy while they're going through it. So I can understand it from both sides. I mean, some players it might not bother them. Where some players, they like to be in a meditative, you know, a place when they're working out or when they're doing a job. So I can definitely understand that. Has it affected the team as far as winning? Well, I mean, I'm gonna say what Woody been saying all week on Get Up. They don't won 12 games last 3 years, so I mean, it's obviously not affecting them the regular season. It's not affecting them winning regular season games. I mean, now is all this a distraction when playoff time comes? Are they having the tour guide come through the team facility during the playoff week? Because if so, Jerry, you might want to cancel the tours during the playoff week because that's when you really need to be focused. But to answer your question, Coach, I don't think it negatively affects the team during the regular season because they still winning games and they still relevant. So it might be a distraction to maybe half the players, but to the other half of the players, it might not be, and it doesn't affect the team winning in the regular season. So if you think Jerry gonna change anything up, you mistaken. Because that man is making money. So whatever he's doing is working for his bank account, and he's gonna keep doing it. So I mean, he would have to have some important players like quarterback, the coach, or somebody come and say, Jerry, you hold these tools off to the offseason. But as long as they winning and Jerry making money, I don't think too much gonna change.
All right.
So Dawson Schultz did the best thing. He did the best thing possible. He left the Cowboys and went to another team. He went to the other team in the same state too.
Yeah, Jerome said the Cowboys culture sounds like a circus. I look at it like this. Like you just said, Jerry Jones is the head zookeeper. Because you don't find anybody else that does interviews for their team other than Jerry Jones. Is the head coach coming to talk? the head coach is the one that they talk to, or players. Jerry Jones got to be out there with every interview. He's the head zookeeper. He allowed that. That just like somebody said, the Cowboys don't have a. I mean, they have a winning culture. Yeah, like you just said, 12 games, but they don't have a championship culture at all. The championships are pretty much non-factors in what they're doing. And DeMarcus Lawrence may have said the worst thing of all back in the days when they were getting ready for the Super Bowl, when he said they got down to the playoffs and he was tired. How do you get tired going to the playoffs? He should have never said that, because everybody remembers that statement. We were tired, or I was tired, or whatever. How do you get tired and you try to go for a Super Bowl? That was a crippling statement right there, kind of, sort of, and it spoke to the culture of the Cowboys right now. And then you got players' relatives coming out talking, but Jerry Jones not stopping it, which is why I say he the head zookeeper. He allowed that circus to go on. So hey, who gonna say something? Nobody gonna say anything to Jerry. So
he the host. The head zookeeper. He the
he
host of all this soap opera, man. You might well say he Ken Corday, who's General Hospital head writer? Gail Van G, Bob Guza. Cause boy, Jerry, you writing this soap opera, boy. I mean, he keeping them relevant.
Jerry said Jerry Jones is a joke. Dallas would not win until he stepped back or sell the team. That's pretty much it, because I mean, if you're not putting a stop to it, hey, instead of saying, hey, we're not having visitors, they trying to work out and get ready for something, it's not going to happen. They going to keep on feeding into that atmosphere. And then
you can wait till the off season to have tour guys come in. I don't know why you got to have them come in doing the regular.
It's basically Hard Knocks without even advertising Hard Knocks, because everybody got access to it. Pretty
every
much.
Year. Every year. It's Hard Knocks for your team every year.
And Jerry said,
my thing. Oh, go ahead, sorry, Coach.
Can't spell circus and Cowboys without the C. Pretty much, you can't. So, what were you about to say, Red?
I was gonna say, like I say, it's Hard Knocks every year, and like I say, Jerry, them, man, I don't even think they recognize themselves without all this going on. They could wait until the off season to have these tour guys and stuff. I don't know why they need them in the regular season, but you probably think, well, the players ain't gonna be here. But you can have them. You can have the tour guys doing training camp, like the first week of training camp or something. You need to have set time for tour guys. If you're trying to meet them to the players, you can have off season when the players just show up at the team. Like players come back for 1 week, so we can, we're gonna have tour guys coming in. They want to meet and greet with the players. It's ways to do this to where your team is not distracted during the regular season.
Yeah. So, like I said, they continue where you get what you get. So, they making money, I guess. That's the main thing.
I believe it's a circus over there.
All right, the last topic. Carl Anthony Towns was recently diagnosed with a meniscus injury, and he's out indefinitely. They say he has a chance, pretty good chance of coming back for the playoffs. My question, you read, has Minnesota officially been eliminated from championship contention?
Well, I'm not gonna say eliminated. I'm saying it's gonna be a challenge now without one of your top dogs. But man, when you got Anthony Edwards on the team and the way his butt stepping up the other night, like we were talking about earlier, if he gonna play like that every night, then he's gonna keep them in contention himself. But Anthony Edwards, you got to be careful now too, because the way you play, man, you play at such a risky level. You know what I'm saying? High jump, falling down. It's like, boy, you on the ground every 5 minutes too. You got to be careful, because if they lose you, it's definitely over with. So I say, as long as Anthony Edwards is there, they got to change. It's not a bigger chance that they would have had with Carl Towns, but you got to change. If Towns come back like they early, they say he's gonna be out a month. So I guess that'd be what, first round by the time he get back. If Towns come back and he's playing effectively, then yeah, they still have a chance. But if Towns don't come back and it's all on Anthony Edwards, then probably another first round exit, especially if they playing my Lakers or Golden State or somebody, one of those lower teams that's really a championship contender. Because if Golden State or the Lakers finish 7-8, that's pretty much championship contenders at 7-8. So you know what I'm saying. So don't think it's gonna be it's not the normal 7-8 seed. So yeah, you need them to go all the way, but you don't need them to make the playoffs. But if they don't have them back, they probably not gonna get out the first round.
Yeah, I mean, I say you still got to watch out for the best player on the Minnesota team was not Carl Anthony Towns or Anthony Edwards. It's Rudy Gobert. Now Gobert is what he is.
That's that referee that he was messing with last night. What you think?
Oh Lord, that was just ridiculous. Yeah, Carl Anthony Towns, 22, and I think he's having a double or close to it. If you don't have him, your chances are zero. Minnesota making the going to the championship, and you run into a team that's like you just said, you're not gonna beat them. Carl Anthony Towns, it means too much, and you can't limp into the playoffs and win. You got to have everybody fully loaded and ready to go, or you pretty much wasting your time. It's gonna be quick and painful, and you're gonna be out of there, and you're gonna be talking about what if. So so we'll see. Hopefully he can come back. I just want to see a playoff if possible. I don't know if it's gonna be possible because now Steph Curry hurt his ankle the other night, so I don't know how long he's gonna be hopping around. I just want to see a playoff with everybody healthy, and let's just see who wins. LeBron ankle right, Steph Curry right.
Yep, they say Steph. They did the MRI. They did the MRI on Steph ankle. He'll be it's not as bad as they thought. He'll be back.
Yeah, he might have to rest a couple of games, but I don't know how many they can afford to rest him because they in that 10 hole and fighting. So you got me. The other players know how to step up. Speaking of them, and I just want a side note. Somebody said something which made me laugh. They said Draymond Green has made more 3-pointers or shot more 3 or something than Larry Bird. And I just wanted to ask somebody, why y'all think that put him on Larry Bird's in Larry Bird area? Because he done made more threes. I said, oh my gosh, y'all can't be serious. Let him make all the threes. But those teams, the West is so crowded. Because you got any one of those teams from 1 to 10 who just need to hit a right gear, and it's gonna be trouble.
Right. I mean, you see how we play, and we the 9th seed. You just imagine us. Imagine us with with the right gear. Have you seen us with our best with the right gear? We're gonna be. I mean, we can get in the zone. It's gonna be hard to stop. I mean, like you say, any team in the West can hit it. Even the Clip. When the Clippers had their hot streak in early in the season, they was in the zone. We get in our hot streak. OKC had their hot streak. Minnesota had their hot streak. Denver going on their hot. I mean, every team in the West can get it going, and you better. Sacramento can get in the hot streak, and you better watch out. So you're right. You're right. I think the West gonna come down to the healthiest and the hottest team.
Yeah.
Whoever is in that zone, the biggest and the healthiest, is probably gonna come out.
You go 1 through 10. Just call them out. Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Clippers, Denver, Phoenix, Lakers, Sacramento, Golden State. I think I'm missing somebody.
Dallas.
That's the one. Dallas. I mean, anything. But I know everybody don't want this to happen, but if Denver is healthy, it's gonna be hard to beat them. I'm sorry. That team there is.
I can't even lie. We can't touch them guys. I don't even want to see them because we play them. I already tell you, I know we can't beat them. So I need somebody to knock them out. I trust my Lakers against anybody in the West but them. Anybody in the West. I don't care who it is. Pelicans, OKC, Clippers, name them. Dallas, Minnesota. Anybody but Denver. If Denver playing, we out. We ain't got a chance. We don't lost 8 straight times to that team. They got our
Jerome,
number, coach.
Jerome said this Ant-Man's opportunity to prove that he's a top-tier superstar that become the face of the NBA. Yeah, he gonna have to show it. Oh
He got
Lord,
chance.
Anthony Corey said the West better watch out. The Hawks going on the West tour. Okay,
Next comment.
yeah. I'm like, well, how many threes did Bird take compared to Hothead Green? Bird would fry Green while still in one. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I don't know why somebody tried to bring that up about Draymond making as many threes as Bird or whatever they said. I'm like, those two aren't even comparable. It's like I don't know what can I say? Eating that Roost Chris as opposed to Church's chicken. That's about how close it is. You know, come on, let's be real.
How about this, coach? Tyler Perry to Spike Lee.
Oh Lord, it's not even close. So I mean, I don't know why they decided to bring that up like that was important. I'm like, whoop-de-doo. But ladies and gentlemen, that is 5 for 5. We did 5 topics. We went through and we thank you for your input and everything for 5 for 5. All right. We've been through a quick.
Since we got a couple of minutes, I'll speak on Anthony. He talked about the Hawks West Coast tour. Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, the Hawks about to come to the West Coast, and honestly, we playing pretty good. So we gonna need to win a couple of these games out here on the West Coast. But see, that's the thing about the EC. As much as we talked about the West, the Hawks can't do anything against any of the top teams in the West. Even if they make the play, they'll make the play in. But let's say they get the 8th seed or the 7th seed. Ain't no way the Hawks beating the Celtics. Ain't no way the Hawks beat, Cleveland. Okay, if the Hawks play Cleveland, I'll give them a shot. Anybody else, the Celtics or Milwaukee, no, he ain't got no chance. I don't think no lower seed in the East is beating any top seed in the East. So, Anthony, yeah, you're right. We're going to go on the West Coast trip. And we might win a few games, but look, dude, the Hawks they're not making no noise in the East this year. They're not making no noise against none of the top teams. I told you, if I felt they had a chance, I would say it. And unless they play Cleveland, get Cleveland in that first round. But even still, like I say, we beat them the other night, but they didn't have Spider Mitchell. So, man, I like the way the Hawks playing without Trey. Coach, if you want to jump in on this Hawks discussion, but I just don't see the Hawks going too far in the Eastern playoffs, even if they make it.
Only thing I say about the Hawks is the Hawks. I saw you post they were 4-2. Trae Young, I don't know what you're thinking about, buddy, but it's not looking very good for you, sir. As far as staying with the Hawks, is kind of suspect. They playing. Jerry said it earlier. They playing defense and they winning games. 3 Young, I know you. You just got married and all that stuff, but it's not looking very promising for your career. Red Jerome said the Hawks are just good enough for selling merchandise. That's about all they can do right now.
That's just the Hawks fans. They not selling merchandise to fans and non-local fans. You know what I'm saying? Because the only fans the Hawks have are local fans. And that's the problem. The only the Hawks are just a local team. They like Coach. The Hawks are like one of these little small time businesses trying to compete against a big time corporation business. You know what I'm saying? They small potatoes, man. They like don't get it wrong way, because I love ALT wings, but the Hawks are ALT wings going up against American Deli, man.
Yeah, the Hawks got some. They got some things they got to work on, and
then the owner letting his stupid son, Jamie Gertz. Whoever would have thought that actress would be ruining my team right now. Jamie Gertz, I see why you got sucked up in that twister back in 1996, girl. Man, girl, you better get your boys, man. They ruining my team, girl. Man, this like Michelle Pfeiffer having sons and they ruining my team, man. Jamie, Get these kids and take them to Hollywood. Let them be actors or something, but get them off of the Hawks, girl. Get your sons off my team, Jamie. Please, Jamie, your boys are ruining my team. Let's put them in a sitcom or something. God, why they have to follow the dad's path? Why couldn't they be like the mom and go into acting?
It's funny. The Hawks have won 29 games, and like I heard on the radio, wouldn't it be something if a team that only wins like 35 games makes it into the playoffs and does some damage? I mean, with this season, the East is so flip-flop.
Well, that means
like
Boston would have had to choke big time because that's who they're gonna play. But I'm gonna tell you, Coach, the way Boston playing lately, woo, they're gonna be some sad eyes in Boston before the season ends. Boston ain't winning no championship this year. I can tell you that right now. I don't know what team gonna eliminate them. They might get eliminated before they even make the finals. But if they make the finals, they ain't beating Denver. I don't think they're gonna beat the Lakers. I don't know what West team I don't even think they can beat the Warriors. I'm just saying I don't trust Boston, and y'all crazy. Don't trust Jason Tatum. I told you when the playoffs start, he turned into Jason Tater Tots.
Yeah, Jason Tatum. Charles Barkley said it very clearly. If the Celtics don't win it this year, it's a joke. They won't ever win it. And this is their year. There's no way around it. Their team is constructed. You got you added defense with what's his name? Holiday. You added another big man that can shoot with Crispy Porzingis. So you have no excuses. I mean, there's no excuse you can come up with Celtics to not be the champion. But the way I watched Denver play the other night, oh God, man, I just don't see nobody beating Denver. Like I say, injuries might be the only thing to save people from Denver. Because
I like the way Milwaukee playing lately too.
Yeah, but I don't think I really don't. It's just my opinion. I don't think what's his name, Jokic. Jokic he's not from this planet. I'm telling y'all right now. He's alien.
Hey, this dude be making shots, man. I be like, how did that go in? I mean, he just be throwing the ball up and it be going from anywhere on the court. He just throw it up and it go in. I be like, what in the world?
Jokic can't jump over a flat penny, but he put up numbers like, who can stop him? I mean, who can stop him? And he make it look so that every time I think about him, I call him like I said, I call him Drago, because that's what he play like. He just throw them shots up and it goes in, and you just be looking like, what? And then he make assists. He get his assists off.
If the team dies, they die.
That's right. Let's see. Anthony Corey said Miami a scrapping team. Hawks getting the second round. We'll see.
Well, you say if they play the Heat in the first round, okay, I can see Miami beating the Heat. Okay, if they play the Heat, they got a chance. Sorry.
Once Jason Tatum gets it and turns the middle corner, he gonna turn into Kobe 2.9.
Oh my God, boy! Kobe was Kobe early in his career. Tatum done been in the league 7 or 8 years. You don't turn into Kobe 2 point whatever 7 or 8 years in the league now. Come on.
Well, I ain't no Jason Tatum fan because he went to Duke, and I remember watching him. Me and Red watched him when Duke played North Carolina. We were somewhere out to eat, and he just destroyed North Carolina. And I'm like, oh no, Jason Tatum, I don't like you. I hope you lose every game. But I respect this game. But he is the key. Brown showed up the other night when they lost that game. Brown was there. Tatum
he always show up.
Yeah, Tatum was 5 for 13. I'm like, good Lord. And but really looking at it, every team has every team has a weakness. And if that weakness is exploited, you can win. But
yeah,
I think the championship gonna come out of the West again this year. I just see it because those Western teams, they just I don't know if it's playoff experience or they got that other gear they gonna get. And all of, like I said, I want to see a playoff. May the best team win. Everybody's healthy. Embiid, Westbrook, all them guys. I want all of them. LeBron. I want everybody to be healthy and just say, let's go. Let's see who gonna put up, who gonna win the games because it's gonna be tough. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. I want him to come back. All of them to come back. So hey, best team wins. Let's see who can do what. Who can do whatever. Jerome asked you a question, Red. You think Tatum needs to leave Boston in order to live up to his potential?
That's a good question, Jerome. He might. He might need him. I mean, because like it's 7 or 8 years with that team, and dude, you failed to get over the hump. And you've had multiple opportunities to get over the hump in Boston, Jason Tatum. I'm saying, I mean, he might. I mean, a change of scenery might. I'm saying once you have so many chances with one team, I mean, look, him and Jaylen Brown playing together, it works. It works for the regular season. It even works, for the playoffs for the most part. It's something missing where they can't just quite get over that championship hump. They are talented, winning team. They are a solid team. They are a stable team. And I hate you forcing me to talk good things about the Celtics, but I got to keep it real now. But like I say, when the playoffs start, something about the guy. I mean, he doesn't have the same prowess that he has in the regular season that he does in championship clutch moments. You know what I'm saying? It's those moments in the playoffs that we call championship clutch moments. And when those moments come, it seems like Jason Tatum turns into Jason Taters. It's like he's another player. So I mean, like you say, we 7, 8 years in, and I swear the Boston Celtics are in the conference championship almost every season. They even got over the hump and made the finals against the Warriors 2 seasons ago. And for whatever reason it is, you couldn't get over the hump with Brad Stevens. You still can't get over the hump with Joe Mazzulla. You couldn't get over the hump with Ime Udoka. It might take a change of scenery for Jason Tatum to finally reach his full potential. And somebody said, should he come to the Lakers a few seasons back? I don't know, man. I talk about the guy so much when he was Boston and how I'm gonna feel when he coming to the Lakers. That would be a sight to see. So it's a good question. I hope I gave you a decent answer, but as far as he might need to change of scenery. He just might. Jaylen Brown, I think he's solid anywhere, but Jason Tatum's just some about him when those clutch moments occur. His light seems to dim a little bit. Coach, you got anything for that?
He has to show our favorite word. He has to show. This is the year he got to show he Batman instead of Robin. Yeah. This the year you got to show it. If you don't show it this year, people are not gonna believe in you. And they're gonna be like, well, it's playoff time. Jason Tatum finna go into his hiding place or his shell or whatever. It's not gonna be that good. So yeah, I mean, we gotta see you show that you can be that dude that come out there playoff time and lead your team to victory. Do what you gotta do, and you should be in the top of the leaderboard in most of the scoring, assists, whatever category every game when time for playoffs. If you're not, everybody know you're gonna have an off game every now and then, but still, you got to show. And if you don't show, then people gonna look at you like, dude.
Miami beat them for the conference finals last year, and Miami was a depleted, hurt team, and you let them boys just straight run right through you in the conference championship, and they beat you in Game 7 in Boston. That's not a good look, Tatum. That is not a good look. You don't lost a few Game 7s in Boston, and that's what I'm saying. These things add up. I mean, trust me, I know. Trust me, I'm a Falcons fan. I know losing playoff games and keep stacking all these playoff losses, yeah, folks gonna eventually, they gonna call you what it is. They're gonna say you choking. And for us, they
Yeah.
say we foul for you.
And once you get that choke label, you got to really just blow somebody out of the water to get that choke label off. So
Right.
we're going to see how he handles himself. All right. Well.
But now, Jerome, I'm not pulling for the Celtics. They can't get this 18 ring for my team. But.
All right. You have the right. Everybody has the right to do something. Who has the right to do what for you and why, Red?
Okay. I hate to go here. Let me get my quick you have the right first for my entertaining one. Hawks, you got the right to keep this going. Lakers and Hawks, keep this winning thing going. Okay. Here's my real you have the right. That Houston Rockets player that just got this basketball wife star pregnant. Oh my God. You NBA players, you had a right to find your own doggone girlfriend. What is going on? Why are these guys just passing women around like dominoes or something? I mean, dude, this dude don't got the young man that's on the Houston Rockets that was dating Drea Michelle. Knocked her up. This woman, what, late 30s, early 40s? Boy, yeah. Oh my God. Can these guys find their own girl? Why do they always have to date? What is up with these NBA players? They just got to date women that's been ran through by everybody and they dad. I mean, God, there are plenty of women out here. Can anybody find their own doggone girlfriend? NBA players, you got the right to find your own girlfriend. God, what is it? Players, teammates dating the same chicks and stuff? I mean, Lord have mercy. Is this what's constituted as cool behavior in the athletic world now? Dating the same chicks, passing them through like doorknobs, left and right, over and over, knocking them up, man. Woo, coach. Hey.
Yeah. It's kind of disturbing. There need to be guys out there, and I'll go to the go to the entertainment world. Two guys, and if I mention them, then everything is status quo. Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington. Simple as that. They've been married for over 30 plus years. You don't hear about them in any scandals or anything going crazy, dealing with women or anything like that. They got stable houses. They that's it. Leave us alone. But these young guys, I don't know.
Eddie Murphy too. And for the most part, I mean, you ain't really heard too much about Eddie.
I don't know what makes these young guys want to go chase these other girls. And basically, like you said, your teammate just was doing something with this girl. Now she quit him. Now you want to come behind him and do something with the same girl? You all these women, just like I tell somebody, like these guys doing stuff around Atlanta. All these women in Atlanta who would date you, if you just came in and did what you're supposed to do. But y'all going after the same woman. I don't want your seconds. I don't want what you cast away, and then I'm gonna come right behind you for something like that. You
right behind you, like literally, like right after y'all stop talking. I'm like, dang, at least let some time go by. Like time go by where I'd be like, man, I forgot y'all was talking.
Yeah. My you have the right goes to North Carolina and Duke. They've been separated by like one game, and every time they play each other, you have to give college basketball a boost. You all got to show a good game tonight. You got to play. I don't think anybody's injured or hurt. The boy Filipkowski is going to play, so it's going to be one of them matchups in Duke. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere, so I hope it's a good ball game. I want Carolina to win because I'm a Carolina fan, but I just want it to be a good, close ball game. They got a lot on the line because if Carolina win, they outright ACC champs. If Duke win, then they share the title. I know Carolina don't want to share nothing with Duke, but that's what we're looking at tonight. So I hope it's a good ball game. Jerome said, Mike Tyson, you had a right to your bag. Fight Logan Paul, but it's not a good look to get that money at the expense of your dignity and legacy.
If he knocked this clown out quickly, it ain't gonna affect his dignity and legacy. It's gonna fit right in with his legacy. Get in that ring, one round, wow! Jake Paul picking up his teeth. That'll be right in with his legacy.
Who was that, Michael Spink's son or whoever it was, and some of them other guys who came in there with good intentions to fight Tyson. Next thing you know, they coming up, they laying on their back talking about no more. That's enough. And I hope he does that to Logan Paul, because Logan Paul to me is a joke. His brother Jason Paul is a joke. I mean, get them clowns out of it. They just do stuff for likes and for media. So go in there, like I said, Mike Tyson, go in there and beat him down. Just like I see you in your little workouts, punching and swinging. Go in there and do what you got to do and end his career.
One time, just one good punch. It's Paul going down. Don't let him hit you one good time.
Yeah. Anthony said Falcons got a right to not acquire Achilles' Cousins. I would rather they bring back Matt Ryan. Yeah. Kirk Cousins, I think he's still going to end up in Minnesota because he wants too much money to go somewhere. And like you said earlier, it would be different if this is a Kirk Cousins who was a free agent. He played a whole year, threw 4,000 yards, had 30 touchdowns, and maybe 8 interceptions. That's a different story. Then he'd probably be more marketable. But we talking about an Achilles, which is not an easy thing to come back from a non-mobile quarterback. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll somewhere he'll get Jared did just put it point blank. Falcons, you had a right to go out to Sierra and draft a quarterback. There's plenty of quarterbacks to be taken. But do you want, but now I'm going to ask this before you go. Do you want the Falcons to get one of those young quarterbacks coming out of the draft in addition to a Russell Wilson?
You talking to me, Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the plan. I want Russell on the minimum deal. Bring him in, and then you go draft the future, because Russell ain't gonna be here that long, maybe a year or two, and he know it. So you got to go get your future quarterback. But if you can bridge the gap, let Russell maybe start the season, see if he got anything left. But once he exhausts all his opportunities, we're gonna bring the kid in. But at least we know we got a first round talent sitting behind the kid. Sitting behind Russell. Then some third round loser like Desmond Riddle.
Well, Jared said Penix or Daniels would be a
I'm
good
really
fit.
hoping it's Daniels. I wish I knew what Raheem and Terry was thinking. I wish I had an inkling to. I think I know their mindset. That's why I don't think it's Cousins, because I really don't think they finna come here, start their whole new regime, and then start it by killing their salary cap by giving Cousins that big deal. You give Cousins that big deal, your whole salary cap is pretty much ruined. Not ruined, but he's taking up most of your cap space when you need to be keeping your cap as friendly as possible to sign the players that you need. Kirk is not a known. We don't know what he's gonna do yet for the Falcons. So I can see if he's played here and he's done some things for you, then you can have an idea. Then you can go ahead and give him his money. But you can't get him the bag when he has done nothing for this team yet. Sorry.
And Joe Black being messy, saying, Falcons, you had a right to play future at the Russell Wilson press conference. Joe Black, don't do that. Don't be messy like that. God, dog. Anthony Corey said Jaden Daniels not following us unless we get video of him kicking puppies, which I don't think that's going to happen.
We got to trade up for Daniels. I don't think he's going to fall to 8. We got to trade up, Anthony.
Russell isn't coming to the ATL and having to deal with Future in the mix on a regular basis. Oh Lord, Future ain't gonna
Well,
do nothing.
he might go to Pittsburgh, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Jared says absolutely about the salary cap. See what kind of money gonna be available.
I mean that
All
was shit.
right,
That's why
y'all.
I don't think. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I end it right
That's
there.
it. All right, we come to the end of the show. Please join us next week. Hopefully the whole cast will be here. More than likely, we're gonna try to get everybody in, and we're gonna come back with the next topic and see what we got for next week.
Let me respond to that. Anthony, you might have to trade up to get the quarterback you want. Stop being scared. Use them draft picks. You got to trade up to get the guy you want, Anthony. So stop being scared. We can sacrifice a few picks in this draft, a couple of picks in the next draft. If we can trade up and get Jaden Daniels, I'm trading up. So stop being looking scary and trade them picks to go get the guy you want. That's right. We trading up, baby. Rise up. Trade up. That's it, Coach. I'm done with it. Anyway, y'all, I think Coach's capsule is on the script, y'all. But anyway, that is the show for this week. In case anybody got anything else to say, what you got? Okay, that's it, Anthony.